behind the seat. At least we can save this one. Even I should be able to operate this.
Catherine? No, can't be. That's not possible.
Welcome to Gundam. This is one of your hosts, Soul Bro Ryu, and also here with me is
Neil Lorna.
That's right, we're here to tag team to bring you the latest news in Gundam and Mecha anime. We're the unofficial podcast of all those. Welcome to the show. This is the third episode, as previously stated, and we're rolling strong. We're getting feedback from the listeners, and we got quite a bit.
Thank everybody for giving us feedback.
Yeah, thank you very much. It helps to improve the show. Mm-hmm. And if you have any creative criticism or just any suggestions, please let us know.
Or any ideas for topics.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Well, check us out at myspace.com/Gundam the show. You can email us also at Gundam@cfl.rr.com. And also check out MAHQ.net and check out their forums there, and you'll catch us posting on the advertisement section underneath the subject Gundam, and we're also posting in other threads in there as well. And join up and join in on the fun there. And just check out the site in general. There's a lot of news on Mecha anime that you probably haven't seen before. And if you ever want to find out what a certain show is about, that's a great place to do it. And also, if you want to check out the latest news in Mecha anime, and especially Gundam, go to Ganada, and that's at aeug.blogspot.com. Speaking of the news,
yep, here's Neo, and here I am in the old Gundam News Central.
Oh man!
And I got a few things courtesy of our friends at Ganada. First little thing that I have is kind of the WTF thing with the Japanese. They're the cross marketing geniuses. And boy, do they love their Char Aznavour.
Oh, they sure do.
Yeah, because wow, I mean, this kind of makes you jealous just because of their love of this character. But they got two new items coming.
Oh man,
available for sale to the public.
Oh my God!
First, they have a Char custom cell phone.
Oh.
And if you go to Ganada, they have a link to it. And you got to check this out. It's a mobile phone. It's called the G-Type Char cell phone. It's basically one of the slider models. They kind of pop up.
It is the
kind of like the ones in the Matrix. Remember?
For those that are looking, it's the SoftBank full face 913 SHG. Look it up on Google if you have to. I've memorized it because I want this phone so bad.
And it's kind of unique because it's of course it's the trademark Char Red, and it's also got Sunrise approved content. I guess it has Char quotes and sound effects, and the design of the layout of the phone is done by Bandai, and it actually has actually comes with a Zaku head charging stand that opens up.
And when you put the phone in it and you let it charge and you close the lid, it's the screensaver is the eye of the Zaku, and it goes left to right. Genius, Sunrise. Genius, Sanyo. Thank you, and bring it to the States, please, Bandai. Don't sleep.
And that's going to be available for everybody in Japan in December. Probably no chance of getting it here.
Oh,
second thing is
waiting list around the block, but go ahead.
Is another thing, and this kind of makes me kind of laugh to an extent, is Char custom cell phone I can understand, but Char custom luggage now.
Oh man!
Not only
for the
as you're
otaku.
Yes, as you're talking on your Char cell phone at the airport waiting to leave, or you just got in, you're waiting at baggage claim to pick up your Char custom luggage. It's available in red and also available in Zaku 2 green.
Zaku 2 green?
Yes.
With Duchy of Zeon on the side, man? The logo?
I don't know. I don't have a picture of it. But
goodness.
Yeah, these are all bought by pre-order. They do like a first pre-order at the end of October.
American Tourister, these are not.
Yeah. It ends the 31st of December, and then I guess they're doing a second phase of them in January to March. So, and They also come with certified locks. Oh, TSA certified locks. So all those Japanese people coming over here to Florida, I'm sure we'll see 1 or 2 sets of this luggage.
Oh.
But
if I see them in the airport, they might have to go to vacation without any clothes.
Exactly. Now, my second little story here is, and this is probably everybody out there will probably identify with this, especially if you have access to a computer at your job.
Oh man!
And surf websites. But I guess the Ministry of Defense in Japan, they basically caught a bunch of their people updating the Japanese Wikipedia pertaining to Gundam information.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really say what they did with them. I think they just told them to stop, but they basically released a statement saying that the Ministry of Defense is not in charge of Gundam.
The Agriculture Ministry.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just,
we're in charge of crops,
yes,
not mobile suits. Get it right.
Exactly. So I thought that was kind of funny, and it kind of hits home, especially when I'm at work and I get a free moment and I go on
Wikipedia.
I go to Wikipedia, or I go to
Gundam.
MAHQ. So you never know who's watching, but thought that was kind of funny. Next little story is, and this is actually kind of exciting, but also kind of disheartening. Hopefully this is just a Japanese thing.
Hope so.
That Bandai is now going to put Char's Counterattack and F91, the movies, on Blu-ray.
Awesome.
And Rich, I can't wait to see. I'd like to see these, especially Char's Counterattack. I'd like to see that in HD.
Same here, since the DVD transfer looks so good.
Yeah. So, but the only problem is I don't have a
Blu-ray
Blu-ray
player.
I'm going to be getting an HD one.
Exactly.
So hopefully, if they bring that over, they're going to bring it over in both formats. But
apparently, Sony got into
not.
Bandai's pocket.
Yeah. Oh.
Darn.
Well, I'm sure that was part of the plan, especially with how popular Gundam is.
Well, whatever brand embraces anime first, it stands to make a lot of money. I'd have to say. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, especially over there, it would definitely do that.
Yeah, that's true. And I think Blu-ray's favored more over there than HD DVD at this point, especially with the PS3 market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be, yeah.
Definitely. But last little thing is just going to be kind of our semi-weekly news about 00. I guess on the 00 website, they're doing one of those Mobile Suit in Action campaigns where people can, you register online, and they're selecting 2,000 people randomly to get free models in the clear color edition.
What do we sign up?
Package. It was Tamashimi Web. So, it was back in August, so it was kind of one of these things that, the delay.
For those listeners that can read and write Japanese, get on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Let us know what you get. We'd like to know.
And lastly, regarding 00 is the ratings for Episode 4. I guess Episode 3 dropped out of the top 10 the previous week, but Episode 4 continued with a 5.5 share, and it was the 9th most watched anime in Japan. So it's back up to it's holding pretty strong, which is a good sign.
Oh, it's stepping up, man.
So, but
it's good to hear it's in the top 10. I'm really proud of the show. It's worthy of all the ratings. It's entertaining. Speaking of which, that's our first subject tonight. Later on in the show, we'll be talking about our favorite adaptations of Gundam in print, as well as other mech shows, and whether it be novel or manga. And last but not least, we'll be talking about the future of mech anime and what we like to see in later in future shows, if possible. We'll be pulling from the well of the past a little bit, but we'll pretty much is what we're hoping to see in later shows. Gundam 00 is a good indicator of that, as we will get into in the next segment. And you are listening to Gundam.
Dad!
Daniel!
Dad, what can I do?
Knock down the acid cover!
How?
Blast it, son!
But I don't have a gun!
Damn. Use your exosuit!
Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Oh my god!
Flip the Script is a roundtable discussion covering the topics of anime.
I know you guys are just like me. We can't afford to pick up all these volumes that they keep releasing. Where the hell are the movies where I can only buy one thing and enjoy it?
A lot of shows with the same themes come to the States first, so we get to miss out on a lot of the original shows. Case in point, Monster, one of the greatest murder mystery sagas that's just been animated in Japan. It's about 75 episodes, wonderful show, has yet to be picked up.
Video games.
360 or PS3? Which one would you actually spend your hard-earned money on?
Both.
On both? But you would have to pick one.
The Wii. Can I buy the Wii?
There's been so much hype about this PS3 that it's like, why? I just gotta see it.
Can you get pushed back again?
Japan gets 100,000 on November 11th, as we get 400,000 November 17th. That is 100,000 less units of the PS2. Yeah, you guys are going to have some fun getting that sucker.
That is true. There are only
and
30 million people living in Canada?
Which means about 95% of those people will not be getting a PS3.
But television.
What is the deal with Dave Chappelle? First 2 seasons of his show were awesome. Third season came around and the motherfucker wasn't even there.
Money got to his brain.
Money got to his brain.
Money got to his brain, and that's what I'm saying right there.
He didn't want to do the show if it was going to conflict with his beliefs. I guess he's become more of a devout Muslim, so, you know.
He's a Muslim for real?
Yeah, he's a Muslim.
Who says so?
He's a Muslim.
Since when?
Have you read anything?
My mama ain't told me that.
Oh, I'm too bad.
Movies. The Protector actually far superseded Bach.
Let's backtrack here. The story is kind of silly, but they just set enough of groundwork for the story so that you can get into the action.
Well, after the first 20 minutes of the movie, it's like
okay.
balls to the wall, ass kickery.
It's got some of the best camera work I've seen in action in a while.
And there's a lot of chicken bone breaking in this one, because I'll tell you this much, folks. Tibulas and fibulas are going like crazy. Everyday stuff.
First off, we decided to have a live draft, and we get together at a sports bar to do this thing and pick the teams. Guys are showing up in their favorite team's jerseys.
Hey.
They're coming with notebooks, pens, pads. They got their best friend on their cell phone to give them advice on who to pick. I come as I am, and I'm thinking to myself, I am starting something with a bunch of total lunatics.
They are dealing with the opinions of 6 different people. Those people include Boy Wonder.
I thought it was great that nobody knocked Brad Pitt for breaking up with him. People doing tabloid news and stuff were just like, man, I'd have done the same thing.
Dr. Encyclopedia Black.
We know that Angelina Jolie and her father have a bad relationship. And it's like, why? Why do I need to know this?
Lee Majors.
I feel really good when I actually hear a woman say, yeah, I would have picked Angelina too. I'm like, you damn right.
Neo the Blondes. The only thing that I see when I see Angelina Jolie is I just wonder how she would break me in two in bed and how I would die a very happy man. Shoji Romero.
Once again, I bring up the whole fact that you guys gotta know I have a short attention span. You guys bore me, I'm moving on.
And Soul Brother Ryu.
SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters. I know y'all all laughing out there, but F y'all, that's going to be the game of the year.
We'd like to welcome all of you to Flip the Script.
God damn you!
Welcome back to Gundam. On tonight's first segment, we're going to talk about, we're finally going to get to our reviews of the latest episodes of Gundam 00. We're going to talk about episodes 2, 3, and 4 tonight with me, Sober Review, and of course,
Neil Lorna with limited spoilers, too.
Limited spoilers if we can help it.
Yes.
We're not promising, Jack.
Yeah.
But we'll try. I guess we should start with episode 2. And, episode 2 was pretty exciting. It was we got to see all 4 Gundams work together in this episode.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. You got to kind of see that they're pretty much trained to pilot these Gundams too, that's kind of a different norm for a lot of these Gundam shows, especially in the first couple episodes, because everybody seems like a novice. They don't even know how to turn it on sometimes. So,
I mean, as opposed to having seasoned professionals, up behind the suit, it was good to see. It was good to see a lot more of Setsuna in action and the Exia. I love the way that how cinematic the show looks.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look in that second episode and just see the touches of cinema. It's just the touches of the fact that they're taking advantage of the widescreen format. First of all, I mean, from the talking head scenes with the president, where you see his reflection in the glass, to when you see the reflection of the Exia touch down on the battlefield, one of the metal parts, one of the suits that it's about to confront. And when he's fighting, how the camera just trails along with the suit. I love the scene where he touches down and does he spins as he's cutting one of the suits open. It's just the movements of the suit are very, I guess, just very human-like.
Yeah.
I mean, and I guess that has to do with that particle system that they're using to make them practically weightless. So, at least from my eyes, it seems that they're weightless compared to the other suits, which are very weighted down, very real world.
Yeah.
Brought down by physics, so they have no chance.
I almost wonder if they're like the Turn A, which the Turn A was hollow. Remember in Turn A Gundam, the Turn A Gundam was hollow, and that's why it kind of was as mobile as it was.
Right.
And I'm kind of wondering if that's the same thing with these suits. Like, not only does it have that propulsion system, but they're very lightweight, almost hollow inside.
I think that they might be. I mean, but they found a part. Bridging over to episode 3 a little bit. I guess one of the suits dropped a weapon.
Yeah.
And they were investigating what it was constructed of, and
it was a missile pack or something like that.
That's right.
And it just it wasn't anything big. They just basically said it was all pretty much the same technology as what was, what they already had.
They said the alloy was of carbon.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they said it was thick or light, but they said it was very unlike anything they've ever used.
But the actual firing systems were nothing spectacular, which was kind of interesting.
But the missiles that they used were like,
the
suits were incapable. The suits they had were incapable of carrying that kind of
firepower.
Exactly.
The thing also I liked about it is the fact, and I was watching it with my roommate. He brought up the point is that the use of music is actually kind of nice. Where a lot of these shows now they're just like too much music, and it's like sometimes it's just it's overpowering everything. It's actually nice just to hear parts, especially during fight scenes where there's no music and you just hear the gears and the movements of all the suits and hydraulics and whatever's moving these things. I thought that was kind of unique also.
I think the sound mixing on the show is ridiculous too, because I was sitting there watching the shows with my headphones on. And when I'm listening to that, I can it's a simple scene.
Try not to wake up the parents. Right?
Good thing I'm not living at home.
The old days. Right?
The old days. But no, it was late at night, and I didn't want to wake everybody up in the house.
That.
But I'm watching with the headphones on, and there's a simple scene where characters are in a commons at a college, and you can hear the mixing of the audio in the background of all the people talking.
I know what you're talking about.
And it's trippy because I'm actually not tuning the characters out, and I'm listening to other characters speak Japanese in the background, trying to make out how well they're coming through, and it's real weird because it sounds like it's coming from behind you the way they mixed it.
Yeah, and they're not. Sometimes they do gibberish. It seems like when they do those things, these scenes where it's out in the public. And people are, talking, speaking with each other, and they're not the characters you're trying to look at or paying close attention to. Like jumping up to the 4th episode, the scene in the park,
right,
where Setsuna is in there, and they're showing all these people around him, and there's a concerted effort of showing what these people are saying to each other. Where a lot of these other shows, they take the shortcut and they just kind of do gibberish.
That's true.
Background noise or whatever. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
It's very interesting. I like that. I mean, like you said, the sounds from the battlefield when you watch the show, and sometimes
sounds
there's no music.
Suits is what's really got me is the fact that they do that in most of the Gundam shows. They have the sounds of the suits, but it seems like it seems like a lot of times during halfway through those episodes, all of a sudden they forget to put the sounds in there.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, it's even when they're speaking and all of a sudden you're still hearing the sounds of these suits.
Exactly.
Of, it moving its arm, if it, something, it's grabbing this or they're
like when the Exia got his face grabbed by the pimp,
Oh, the guy from the...
Yes, the general from the Human Reform League.
Yeah.
He's becoming one of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah.
And then you have also the girl they introduced, the what's her name? The proto artificial new type girl. Her name is Soma Paris, and Sergei Smirnov. Sergei Smirnov is the general we were speaking of, and he's just cool beans, along with the little girl they introduced in episode 4, who's supposed to be
the exiled leader.
No, the girl with the gray hair who's
the girl,
super soldier.
The super soldier.
Yeah, with the yellow eyes, creepy as all get out. But she's probably going to turn out to be a real formidable foe. And but are there any characters in the show you're really starting to like in the show?
I like the sniper Lock-On.
Yeah,
I like him because what I like about all the pilots too is as we're going in it, it's just the first 4 episodes, but they've pretty much given them all kind of equal balance of face time. Even though Setsuna, I think, is the main protagonist of the show, it seems like all these other guys are getting pretty equal face time. And I like the fact that they have pretty good personalities. You can tell that they don't like each other. Some of them don't like each other.
Yeah.
And
of course, my man Tierra.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Can't even celebrate with a little wine when he gets back to the ship.
Well, it'll be interesting though. My theory is most of these guys are. It's going to be the whole war orphan thing.
Probably
I think
so.
To an extent that's the overall theme in all Gundam.
Well, I mean, from the looks of it, all the 3 other pilots are a little, I wouldn't say much older than the main character.
They're a few years older.
They're a few years older. Although we don't know the age of Tierra, but we know that they're both.
Well, how old is Setsuna? What, like 17, 18?
He is either 16 or 17. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was discovered at age 14. But he's 16.
He's 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the other guys seem like they're about in their 20s. So, I mean, that's a big age difference.
Yeah, Lock-On's 24. Alleluia is 19. And no one knows how old Tierra is. At least not at the moment. There's a lot of mystery behind him.
But I like him. I like Hallelujah.
One of my growing favorites is Shaji Crossroad, man.
Oh, the neighbor. Yeah,
the average man.
Yeah.
The audience, I look at him as the audience.
Yeah.
He's one of those characters where he's reacting the way most people would and watching the events that are unfolding.
It's actually going to be interesting how they're going to kind of how he plays a bigger part in the show, because right now he's just his neighbor, but you know that he's going to be a bigger part, I would figure.
I have a sneaky suspicion that this may be the first Gundam show where you may introduce a pilot there might be a real slow development process for a real potential pilot. I think that Shaji may either become the main antagonist of Setsuna, because they might have differing opinions as the series goes along. If they're sort of neighbors, they might actually even become friends. And as the series goes along, the events will pit them against each other, even more so than any of the characters in the show.
I also like the fact that with this director is it's not. It's just a good story, and they're just telling it in a nice, even keel. They're not over-cheesing on the drama. They're not over-cheesing on the action or even the humor.
Yeah.
And I think it seems like kind of the day out of the life of these people in the future with these fantastic machines. And even the machines don't seem that fantastic because, I think the last Gundam series that it really looked like they're more realistic, especially the Gundams, was 08th MS Team.
Yeah.
Where these, these are powerful machines, but they need to be refueled, repaired,
kept up,
and they're just not the fantastic machines that we're always seeing in some of these other shows.
That's true. What about the events that are brought into the show? The real world events that are brought up to the show. They're kind of like pulling a Ghost in the Shell, where they're taking things that are in the headlines now, and putting a future spin on them.
Well, I mean, they're kind of. I mean, I'd have to say, C was actually the first one to really kind of do that too.
That's true.
They're kind of going off of that, also because they did the whole thing about genetic modification, and they also had the whole thing about the world resources kind of being used up, because. Even like the Universal Century Gundams, they don't really talk that much about like this. The reason why people are in space is because they ran out of space on Earth. It wasn't because they ran out of resources.
They haven't really brought up the overpopulation thing on
And
the show, but I mean, there's still plenty of time.
But you know what? I don't think there is one, because it seems like there's just the world seems like it was in a constant state of war.
Right.
And I think that they're moving towards the colonies in this show just to
you see one in construction.
escape from it.
You do see one in construction.
Yeah.
On one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what was I going to say? I guess outside of the topical issues that are brought up in the show, they I don't know if this is true yet, but they may have crossed the sexual barrier.
Oh.
If the blonde ace in the series.
Yeah, that guy and his who's that? Like, is it engineer, personal engineer?
The engineer's
I
name
guess
is,
more than a personal engineer.
Yeah, he's real personal. But no, the engineer's name is Billy Katagiri, and the blonde ace in the show, his name is Graham Aker.
Yeah.
And apparently they may be having.
Well, that's what the translation says.
That's
But
what the translation,
I was trying to kind of back it up.
I
thought it would be that's kind of a groundbreaking thing.
It is groundbreaking, and it is
Especially
speculation
for Gundam,
right now.
I mean,
Exactly.
That's such. I mean, that's like if Han Solo was announced to be gay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the same way that it would be taken in the United States as it would be in Japan. So I was kind of seeing, because, I mean, hey, it's part of life, and those things happen. But because I remember when Seed came out and Kira actually had sex in the show, that was a huge thing.
That was groundbreaking.
It was groundbreaking.
Didn't the boards flare up that
yeah,
episode?
Their standard and practices boards went through the roof about that stuff.
Wow.
So, I was trying to get some, but it does seem like that's going on.
Yeah, Graham might be the blonde gaze. We'll stay tuned.
Yeah, and hopefully in the next show, or even in this show, we get a girl that's maybe a pilot for once too, instead of just a wingman.
That's what I'm saying. A female Gundam pilot. We haven't seen one since. Well, no, Emma was the first, but I mean, we haven't seen one since
them,
Seed.
but they're just not.
They're always below tier.
Yeah, they're not the top, but no, this show's going pretty well. I like the fact that they're giving equal time not only to the pilots too, but also to each side, each one of the each one of the countries, or each one of the alliances there.
Right.
Because especially the fourth episode where one of the states within the Union is trying to secede.
Yeah.
You're seeing the reaction of
Tiberia.
Of all three of the Union, the Human Reform League, and what is the other one called?
It's the Human Reform League, the AEU, and the Union.
Okay, AEU is the one I was. That's the European one.
Yeah, the European is the AEU, and the
Union
the Advanced
is
European
US.
Union, and
North America, South America.
Yeah, we really haven't seen too much representation from North America yet. Have you noticed?
Well, that was the president. He was in.
No, I'm talking about as in characters.
Well, no,
that pilot in his suits. We haven't seen too many. I mean,
I think just the blonde guy,
but the blonde guy works for the AEU.
Yeah.
And it's called the Union of Solar Energy and Free Nations.
That's true. We haven't really seen any on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So there's such a big cast. I'm still getting a little confused.
I take that back. He is with the US.
I thought he was with the Union.
Yeah, I'm retarded.
No, you're not retarded, but you just got there's such a big cast. But I thought that was pretty interesting. The whole thing with the girl that's like royalty in exile. And
she's going to turn out to be a really interesting
She's going to be a
character.
big player. She's
according to the opening, her and Setsuna form a bond of some sort.
Well, they're from the same area. She's true. Middle Eastern too, just like he is. So maybe it's
Aladdin and Jasmine all over again. Right on.
Well, maybe she's the daughter of the leaders of the country he was under.
Very true.
He was part of the resistance. Maybe his resistance group was trying to put them back into power. Who knows?
True.
I mean, this is all speculation.
You get a little taste of, I guess, his own conflict every episode when you see him at that flashback.
He is kind of a sick guy.
He's broken, man. He's broken stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say every episode, but every so often the man has an episode where he has a war flashback, like Vietnam vets.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's all of 16.
Yeah.
And he's enduring this. I mean, he probably doesn't sleep at night some nights. I don't know. It's
probably
just
not.
He's an interesting study because you've never seen. Shin was kind of like a budding, a kind of a slight example of that compared to this kid.
Yeah.
This kid lived through a nightmare as a child, but he's now an
It
adult.
was like a constant nightmare too. It wasn't just like one event.
Exactly. It makes
that
you wonder,
scarred him.
It makes you wonder how they triumph over that. He may be the first Gundam lead to die. If you think, I don't know if that'll happen, but I mean, we've been kind of waiting or not waiting for this to happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is going to. It is interesting though. I mean, I do like the way that they're going through everything. I do like the way that they're, the whole pace of the show, and I see that in episode 5 in the coming attractions, that Hallelujah they're going back to his past already, which I find is really interesting because normally they don't do that.
That's
too
true.
quickly for the guy that's not the main guy. So it's nice to see that they're breaking all these norms, and I've been it's been pretty enjoyable so far.
True. Well, any closing well, I guess that would be the closing thoughts.
Well, I mean, my closing thing on it is I think anybody that hasn't seen it yet, definitely go in with an open mind. Poor people that might have gotten slighter, felt like they got kind of taken down with Destiny. Remember that it's not that. It's actually a good representation of real world events, which they're trying to do. So
the best thing about the show is it hits close to home.
Yeah,
and a lot of things
are still recognizable too. Like all the countries are still kind of recognizable and all that stuff.
And on top of that, a lot of that stuff you're already well aware of because of what's in the headlines today. So find 000 where you Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam 000. Find it where you
somewhere
can.
on the internet,
and support it when it comes out here on DVD. Band, I would like to see that. Trust me, we will. Anyway, we'll be back in just a few moments. You're listening to Gundam.
Now, can anybody tell me how much energy it takes to power Las Vegas?
I just have a question. Is this a Gundam?
Ironhide, report to me at once. Every time I look into a monitor, Prime, my circuits sizzle. When are we gonna start busting Decepticons? I want you to make a special run to Autobot City on Earth. But Prime! Listen, Ironhide, we don't have enough Energon cubes to power a full-scale assault. Ready the shuttle for launch. Your days are numbered now, Decepticons. John, and a lot of work. More than you imagine, Optimus Prime.
Ultimatus, it has to be evaluation of Decepticon capability. A distinct tactical deficiency. In other words, Perceptor, we're outnumbered. I got better things to do tonight than ...
Thought we had lost, baby. They'll find out they're wrong. I read it up real strong, baby. The seed before too long.
Megatron must be stopped.
Watch out behind. Watch out behind.
hated Gundam squirrels!
Welcome back to Gundam. This is your host, Neo, along with the Soul Bro. We're going to launch into our second topic, which is basically mech anime and print. Usually, the way I kind of understand it, most of these, and just anime shows in general, usually start off as mangas in Japan or just novels,
right? And
they're brought over. So,
but sometimes they're the other way around too.
That's true. That's true too. But what we're going to do is we're just going to discuss a few of some of the few of the mech shows that we've read in print, including novelizations and manga forms. So, what would be probably the first one you'd want to talk about, Soul Bro?
Well, we have to start with Mobile Suit Gundam.
Mobile Suit Gundam.
And we will. There are two.
Mobile Suit Gundam, the novel?
There are two shining examples. The first one would be the novel.
Okay. Tell us about it.
It's of course, written by the Grandmaster himself, Yoshiyuki Tomino, our favorite emo director. But it's translated by Frederick D. Schott, and it is a wonderful rendition of the Gundam universe. I would, if it wasn't for one event in the book, which I will not go into, I would almost want to say that this book is canon compared to anything else. I know the movies are the canon, but I would much rather see, if there was anything that could be adapted into a live-action movie, the novel and all its explanations of the world and how it's all detailed, how the characters are presented, especially Char, and especially how the Zeon family is broken down. The novel does the best job of really getting inside the characters, even though it does a lot of things different with them and it omits a lot of characters that were introduced in the TV show. But I love the novels. Or the
TV show.
They omitted going to Earth.
Oh, I thought you meant characters. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
From the TV show that were omitted because the novel could not get into all those side characters.
Who did it omit?
There was no Miharu. There was no, all the side arcs they
went
into.
What about Ryu? Was Ryu in it?
Ryu was in it, and he died.
That's right.
He died all the same. And Slager showed up, and Slager was in it, but like Amuro's mom was barely touched upon, but it was still powerful, her entry in the book. But you know, that doesn't make the book bad at all. The book is, to me, if you're a Gundam fan and you enjoy Mobile Suit Gundam, then I don't know what you're waiting for to read this novel. You can find it on Amazon, but it's a wonderful book. It's called Mobile Suit Gundam: Awakening, Confrontation, and Awakening, Escalation, Confrontation. That's it. And it's written by Yoshiyuki Tomino and Frederick D. Schott. And what's your opinions on it, Neil?
Well, I'd have to say the first thing is I was really impressed by the way it was written. I think he was probably a better novelist than he is sometimes a director.
I think so.
I mean, just the way they explained everything. If you could have told me that there was a way to make Char Aznavour even cooler and even more ice cold, I wouldn't have believed you. But they do in this book. I mean, the man is just unbelievable.
Remember the character they introduced, the one new type pilot, the girl, I forget her name.
Kuska L.
Kuska. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, she's an awesome character.
Yeah, that was the other thing. They had different. They omitted some characters, but they actually had characters that weren't part of the TV show, and actually some of the characters that you saw for like half an episode had a bigger part.
Like Yurian's secretary, she was in the movies, but she wasn't in the show.
Shalia Bull.
Shalia Bull, yeah, Shalia Bull didn't have any kind of, had barely any kind of face time in the show, but in the book, he was all over it.
Yeah, it was a good. I mean, it's a different way of telling the story, and I guess some of the background is. He never thought that since I guess it was because the original show was canceled, he kind of wrote this book, I believe, just to kind of give a different take, because he never thought he was going to do any sequels to Mobile Suit Gundam at the time, because it was like written a year after it was canceled, I believe, right?
Yeah, right when it was doing the day on.
But I mean, it was. I mean, the way that they explained the world, the mechanics of the suits, you got a real sense of why they have to use the suits.
And the most powerful descriptions about new types are in that book.
Yeah.
And you get a better understanding of, I mean, this is still mysterious nonetheless, but you get a better understanding of the new type experience. in those novels.
Yeah.
And what Amuro goes through, what Char goes through, what Lala goes through, and what Kuska, what she goes through, among other characters.
And
in
actually,
the white base.
the other character, and I liked her in the in Mobile Suit Gundam, but Cecilia Azabi
Ooh.
is just she's a pretty amazing woman in this.
She's ice lightning in that book, boy.
I mean, in a lot of ways, it seemed that her and Char were destined to be with each other because they were two of a pair there.
The heart-to-heart they have in that book when she unveils that she knows who he is. Fantastic stuff.
Not like what's in the show.
Yeah.
Is it in the show or is it in the movies? I know it's in the movies.
It's in the show, but it's not as powerful as it is in the novel.
Yeah.
She unveils him in every form of the show, but also in the novel, it's like it's more entertaining in the novel to me than any other form.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in Gundam the Origin, but hopefully we'll get there someday.
Well, that brings us, because we don't want to give too much away about the novel. That brings us a good segue into Gundam the Origin, which is basically, I think we discussed about it once before, just briefly. It's just a reimagining of the original Mobile Suit Gundam show by
the artist of the original Mobile Suit Gundam and Zeta Gundam series. Yaz is his nickname. Yasuhiro, I forget to pronounce his name, so I won't slay it. But Yaz is his nickname, and he's the artist. And when you read those books and you've seen Mobile Suit Gundam, it's like you don't miss a beat because everybody looks right.
Yeah.
But it's funny how they implement the latest technology that we have now, like laptops and cell phones, into something that looks so 70s.
Yeah.
And on top of that, how well thought out. It's really much his version of Mobile Suit Gundam, and it makes a lot of sense. Char and Amuro meet way ahead of time, as opposed to finally meeting face to face. Way in the 30s of the episodes of Mobile Suit Gundam, they meet face to face, like I'd say in like the 4th or 5th chapter of that book.
Yeah,
and they come really close to shooting each other, but I think Sailor stops it from happening. But that book, we only got so many of them from Viz. But and that's a shame because Viz put it out in a format that's like a comic book format where we got half a novel we got half a manga in each volume. So it ultimately failed because people rather buy them in tankobon shape than comic book shape, and save a lot more money that way. They released it in another way, and it really didn't make sense. It was a bigger
stopped at
Ramba Raw. It stopped at Ramba Raw, and for it to stop there when in Japan it's so much further. I mean, they're at Odessa in Japan now, if I recall. It's an awesome adaptation of Mobile Suit Gundam. I think it's the best graphical adaptation of Mobile Suit Gundam. And if they animate any remix of Mobile Suit Gundam, it should be Gundam the Origin.
Yeah,
hands down.
Well, just the way that they did changes to the suits too, and then you actually see why the Gundam of the show was the RX-78 because the RX-71 or the RX-78-1 actually, you see how it gets lost.
It gets lost. Now, I bet you dollars a donut Xeon got it.
Yeah,
someone in Xeon got it, and if they converted for Char, like in the Gears, the Gion, what's his name? The oldest Xeon brother, the mastermind, Gurion Zabi. If Gurion's Ambition, if they do what they do in that game where Char gets a captured Gundam suit and they turn it red, oh dude, at the end of that book it's gonna be a fantastic read.
Yeah, it'd be a lot different than the show's version of the final fight, but
having that ugly old Xiong, oh my gosh, that suit.
But I mean, it was. I definitely enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed reading it, especially when they got to the whole thing with Ramba Raw. I mean, Ramba Raw is one of the bigger pimps in Gundam, and he became the coolest in Gundam the Origin. I mean,
he wasn't already cool enough in the novel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. He was in the novel, and he was pretty ice cold.
That man was a G.
But no, it was definitely a nice representation, nice reimagining of it. It's just a shame that they stopped it.
They stopped right before they get into the backstory of Char.
Well, hopefully they can bring him over.
I have a feeling though, once the series is done in Japan, Viz will probably re-release it like they did Battle Angel, in tankobon format, regular manga size, and probably blow them out. At least I hope so. unless they give up the license and give it to someone else who actually cares.
Yeah.
Then they'll put it out. Bandai has their own publishing label. I don't see why they don't put it out themselves. Honestly.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What would be another one you got on your mind there?
Well, staying on UC, there's also it's not released here yet, but we also have Char's Deleted Affair. Oh man,
that was good.
And what did we read up to? We read like the first volume.
I actually read like halfway through the second volume.
Oh my goodness, I haven't even read that.
Yeah, no, it's basically the moments after the fall of BAHQ. They're leaving.
Starting with, and it's based on the movie continuity. So,
yeah, they're leaving BAHQ
and
to retreat to Zeon.
Makube dies right at the opening chapter of that.
Yeah, actually, because he's alive.
And he comes through for like Char and them. He also defend them as they're escaping.
And you actually see in this one, Char's new type powers are off the charts. He's feeling everything.
He can commerce. I mean, he can communicate with Lala.
Yeah.
At least the image of Lala that's in his mind.
Yeah, and she still haunts him. And the other thing is that's when with the Zeon government exile, and they're still developing suits and technology and new type technology.
Exactly.
That's when he gets introduced with old Haman, and she's like
she goes
like 16 years old.
Yep.
And she's
so
a
innocent.
happy young child that is a complete class A new type pilot.
Exactly.
And that they're training, and they start developing a relationship.
Very impressionable.
Yes.
She gets with
good
old sports car driving Char.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever seen that man drive a car, but he did it great.
Yeah.
Oh, and you also get introduced to our boys his right-hand man from Zeta Gundam, man. Apolly and Roberto.
Apolly and Roberto.
Oh,
they make an appearance in there.
Make an appearance.
But they have different names, so it looks like their names were...
When they were in the AU, the names were fake.
Yeah, the names in the AU.
They pulled
Roberto
the Quattro
and Apolly
Virginia.
had to have been fake.
Yeah.
So, but no, I mean, it only got to a certain point, and right when Char gets a new suit, or he's testing one of the new mobile armors or something. I can't remember if it's an armor or a suit, but his potential is going through the roof. He's developing the relationship with Haman. And what's funny is, as he's sitting there talking with Lala in his head, she's telling him to go for it. So, and
that she needs guidance, that he can't leave her on.
Yeah.
That she needs someone like him.
Well, it's funny, too, because she actually experiences when, what the heck was his name? The zombie and the big zom. What was his name?
Oh, Dozel.
Dozel.
Yeah.
When Dozel's wife dies, and she actually dies a little after they escape BAHQ.
Right.
And she actually feels it because Haman actually sees her reuniting with Dozel, and it freaks her out. And that's really how they first get in, and she runs immediately to Char. But from what I hear, though, they're trying to they form Axis. They're trying to get back. He's supposed to get in infiltrate the Earth Federation, and he plays that he's dead, and it screws her up.
That's right.
And then she becomes Haman Khan of Zeta Gundam.
Yeah.
Look out, world. But
by the time 003 rolls around, the party is over.
Yeah. But what would be another another one you would want to talk about?
One that's not Gundam related. We were talking about it before.
I like to read the ones I know the ones I'd like to read, but I know they're not been translated, and I can't read Japanese. Or Tales of Bison Well based on Or Battler Dunbine. That would be nice. I know that I was reading the Gundam Seed novels.
That's right.
They're a lot different than the show.
More adult?
They're a little bit more adult, and they actually explain a little bit more about the world, a little bit more, and people. The events are a little bit different too. People die at different points and by other people's hands.
Oh wow!
So, but anything else you might think out there?
There's Blue. It was Mobile Suit Gundam.
Blue
Destiny. Yeah, that was a good book. It was about I guess they were testing a new suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was during the 1 Year War, much like a lot of the side stories are. I didn't read the War Chronicles book. I haven't
read that one either.
You read them either?
Oh yeah. No, I did read the War Chronicles.
Two parts. I still haven't.
I'm thinking of the other one where the kids are in the what is that one called? It's a French name.
I'm sorry. Yeah, School of the Sky. École du Ciel.
Yeah, we're at the school.
I read the first 3 volumes of that, and it's really good. It's drawn by the artist of Macross, which we talked about. We talked about Macross in the previous show. But
see, those are the ones I'd like to see too.
Those are really
Macross one
because it takes place between 0083 and Zeta. It's in that short time period of I think it's 0086. Takes place, and you can see there's another manga out in Japan about it's a test pilots for the Titan suits.
Yeah,
Advance of Zeta
Titans or something.
Advance
Flag
of
of the
Zeta.
Titan.
It's called
Advance of Zeta.
Advance of Zeta, and I been wanting to read that too. There's a lot of it just goes to show that there's a lot of side material.
Oh
when it comes to
yeah.
Gundam that's printed in Japan, including all the different novels based on the Seed and Destiny series.
Oh yeah, all the Astrays, the X Astray, Red Frame, or the Red X Astray.
What's his name? Logal.
Lowell Gear.
Lowell Gear. Thank you.
Yeah,
that's the man.
And
just so you know, he's the second.
And
coming.
Guy Mikamura.
Guy. Low is the second coming of my man Domo and Kashu.
Pretty much. And there's also the Gundam X manga that I read. It's 2 years after the events of the show.
Right.
So
and that's with Trey, right?
No. This is Gundam X, not Gundam Seed.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm
thinking of a Stray.
Stray X.
But Gundam X Under the Moonlight.
Yeah. And the world still, even though at the end of Gundam X, everything seemed like they were trying to bring the world back together, but they're still finding all the old equipment that was lost.
Wow.
And that's how they find another GX with a pilot inside, hibernating. Yeah.
Oh.
In like a hibernating chamber inside the GX. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I mean that's good. Anything else you can think of, real quick?
There's several others. Should we go into it now? We be talking about it all night.
Well, just hit up a couple just for some people to check out. We can always come back and talk about them.
That's true. Let me think.
Is there anything from I've never read any Macross ones.
There's the Robotech novels from Jack McKinney.
Okay.
I mean, those. I mean, if you're a Robotech fan, you should look out for those. Most definitely. I read all those when I was a kid. And it still continues to this day. And
wow.
It's still chronological. So I need to pick up the other ones that I haven't read yet and get into those. But there's those. Outside of that, I'm trying to think about any other ones I've read.
See, I know they've novelized a lot of these shows, but we never get them over here. And which was always amazing to me that we ever got the Mobile Suit Gundam novel.
The last book I guess I bring up is Bell Torchka's Children.
Oh yeah.
Which is the original version of Char's Counterattack.
Yeah.
I think that it's a bit different than that, and of course the novels of I forget what they're called, but it's about Bright Sun. Hathaway's Flash.
Hathaway's Flash.
Yeah, those where he really he
becomes a terrorist.
Yeah, he becomes a terrorist. He becomes Mafty, I think. And
yeah.
Bright doesn't know throughout the entire story that his son became a terrorist, and he's fighting against this mysterious terrorist organization that's headed by his son. And it becomes a battle of wits and a lot of other things as well. But it's kind of an epilogue to Bright Noah's career.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And Londo Bell. But I want to read that a lot if they ever bring that here. But
well, those are just a couple of things in print. We know that most of us don't like to read because it's a lot easier to watch it. But no, I definitely would say, if you have an opportunity to get some of these, and I know, a lot of these mangas, we've had to download them offline too because they're fan subs too. Definitely check them out. And hopefully the companies out there listening know that there's a market for them. I think that might be the best thing. But and also check out the
print small limited editions and let us know. We'll get
And definitely if you're into Gundam, especially Mobile Suit Gundam, like Solbro said, you need to check out the Gundam
original
novel. So, but that concludes this segment. We'll be back in a little bit. You're listening to Gundam.
They're robots, John!
Look at that!
This is Solbro Review, and when you have a free moment, check out these cool websites. MAHQ.net. And that stands for the Mecha and Anime Headquarters. They have information and reviews on a variety of animes, as well as specs on mecha from your favorite series. Check out the forums and see what the regulars are saying about Mobile Suit Gundam 00. aeug.blogspot.com. And that website is Ganada. And that's your #1 news site for all things Gundam. But watch out for those spoilers on Gundam 00 though. ftsshow.com. And that's for the podcast that started it all. Flip the script. Anime, video games, movies, TV, and music are a few of the subjects that are tossed about in a roundtable discussion by 6 very different individuals. Boy Wonder, Dr. Encyclopedia Black, Lee Majors, and Shoji Rimuro, as well as the host of Gundam, Neo Lorinoke, and Sobro Ryu. GundamOfficial.com. That's Gundam OFFICIAL.com. And that's for the official website of Gundam, of course. It's managed by the guru of Gundam himself, Mark Simmons. For those who had missed out on Simmons' mega fan site and extensive wiki of mobile suits in the late 90s, labeled the Gundam Project, now's your chance to see the second coming of it at GundamOfficial.com. www.myspace.com/Gundam the show. That's GUNDAMN the show. And last but not least is the website for the unofficial podcast for all things Gundam and Mecha, Gundam. Check us out on MySpace, and if you're a member, add us as a friend and give us your opinions on the Mecha series you enjoy. Peep these cool websites when you get a minute. Now, back to...
Killing me won't bring back your damn honey! Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Welcome back to Gundam. This is your host, Neo, along with Old Soul Bro.
That's right.
We're going to be going into our third topic, which is it's just kind of a generic topic. It's about the genre, the mech genre in general. Just kind of our thoughts of the future of mech anime, and kind of what we'd like to see. Maybe what we would like to see in some new shows, character-wise, story-wise, layout-wise, whatever it might be. But started off, I think the one thing I would like to see in a lot of these shows, and is I'd like to see a breakup of the formula.
Yeah.
I think to an extent, the young pilot, like super young pilot, 16, 15 years old, it's just being overdone a little bit too much.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Family Man being a pilot. That would just to see some average guy who get thrown, or just to see a normal soldier be a pilot. There are some shows like that, like Votoms and just a guy of the right age.
Yeah. I mean, and
kids and wide-eyed, cute characters are fine.
Yeah,
I can swallow that, but I want to see a more realistic depiction of a pilot, like the characters in 8th MS Team.
Yeah,
like
because they were all over the age of 21.
Oh, heck,
I think except for Mikkel. I think
Exactly.
Mikkel was probably the only one that was
he was
18.
He'd have thought he'd have been the dude in the suit.
Yeah,
I mean, he fit the
if you
description.
looked, if you looked, but
by looking, you'd have thought, oh, he's a spunky kid. He'd be the pilot. No, it was Shiro.
Shiro was like what, 24? 25?
Yeah, Shiro was like in his 20s. So I mean, and he had seen already some battle already. So he was not new.
Yeah.
To the battlefield. It took a show about fantasy to get a pilot about the right age. Like Dunbine.
Yeah.
Show was about the right age. He was like pushing 20 himself.
Yeah, he was college age, which
exactly
I think is it works a little bit more.
He was enlistment age basically, so it's like I can buy that.
And I mean,
it wasn't an actual conventional army, but it was an army nonetheless. But he was of the age to do the job.
And I understand why they do the young pilot. Sometimes it's to convey desperation. Especially in a lot of these shows, they try to convey this whole thing of desperation. These aliens came, they attacked. There's nobody else that can do this because all the people got wiped out.
And to pull in the younger demographic.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be kind of nice to have people of age. That's probably my biggest thing too.
I think that's why I like 00 a lot, because some of the main guys
outside of Setsuna, and I'm actually the only thing I'm kind of disappointed is as I found out his age. as being 16. I think he looks like he's more 18 and acts like he's more 18, but it kind of bothers me, though, that they
went young again?
They went young on him. I mean, all the other pilots seem older, and they seem like they're in their 20s.
I think the difference between him and bringing up Shooting from Destiny, they're battle-hardened to a sense because they've experienced the horrors of war. So I'll give them an exception.
But still, I mean, and let's be kind of realistic to a point.
Right.
How many people are going to give the keys to a 16-year-old kid with one of the most powerful weapons in the world?
If not the most powerful weapon in the world. That's true.
But
it'll take a lot of proving to get that suit.
Yeah. Off of that, what would be something you'd like to see in your
something else I'd like to see? I'd like to
some
see
of your future shows.
I don't think outside of Gunbuster have we really seen any female pilots.
Oh yeah.
We've discussed this a lot in the past, but if they ever make a sequel to Seed, another one that takes place past Destiny, I think we've gotten to the point where maybe we can get a female lead in there, one that would just break the mold on a lot of things, and also on top of that, if it wasn't if just average, I'd like to see a female lead in the Meg show. I don't think it's been done. Besides Gunbuster, I don't think it's been done at all. But Gunbuster and Pat Labor.
Yeah.
Pat Labor are the only two examples I can think of.
Oh, Bubblegum Crisis, but were they really mechs though?
Well, I would even consider Bubblegum Crisis and Ghost in the Shell mech shows to some degree because they do involve mecha, such as the Tachikomas.
And all that,
You got that, but I mean in the conventional mech show where you got a suit that you sit inside, and you know something like a Gundam or something like that. I'd like to see a female lead.
The other thing that I would like to see is when it comes to in terms of the actual suits, maybe not as overpoweringly huge.
That's true.
Because I mean, in some sense of it, why would you create something that's going to be that big? I mean, they never really explain in these shows why they make them that big. The only thing that would make sense is they just couldn't miniaturize anything.
Unless it was a natural progression from smaller suits to bigger suits to bigger suits until you get to the point where the show begins with the suits that are 50 feet tall. Then okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like in Macross, it made sense because in Macross the aliens were that big, so they made the suits formidable to fight them. In Gundam, I'm pretty sure it was a progression of things where
they always show
suits.
they always show the construction suits, but
exactly.
Plus
Xeon needed an edge. It needed to make something big and menacing.
Right.
So they needed to make something pretty big and can handle itself. So, I guess the size is okay, but if you look at shows like one of them that's not particularly your favorite, Gasaraki, they are smaller. They're smaller suits, and that in Gasaraki is as slow paced as it is. I can't knock it because it's so real world.
Yeah.
Save for the whole alien plot line. It's so real world in the physics of the suits that it's an amazing thing. It makes you think that tomorrow this can happen. It's kind of the Metal Gear effect. Metal Gear, the suit's huge, but it's something that if it really did happen, that we'd have to approach it that way, because if one country had a suit like that or a weapon like that, how would the rest of the world fare? And we'd be those suits are so formidable, they could run into cities and just waste them all. They could hold complete cities hostage. I mean, they could be used tactically to just to be a weapon of mass destruction.
And I guess probably the thing with the size of the suits in a lot of these shows is they make them that large just to be like a deterrent, kind of like the whole thing that we used to do with Russia when it came with like nuclear weapons. We have X amount, we have X amount, and I guess maybe that's kind of the thought process in there, but some of these shows, it's just you go in there and you're like, man, why is this thing so big?
But do you think it also may have to stem from the Kaiju shows of the yesteryear?
I think to
Ultraman,
an extent,
the
Super Robot shows. I mean,
exactly. Was it Mazen Kaiser before that? Tetsujin 28. Who we know as Gigantor. They were that big, so why not keep up the tradition?
Yeah, and I guess they are menacing. The other thing I would like to kind of see is breaking the whole mold of how some of the the protagonists always act.
Right.
A lot of these shows, they're getting so predictable. It's like, okay, he found the keys, He's he's gonna do this. He's got the girl that is always around him, that she loves him dearly, but he doesn't know that he just still sees her as that friend. That, as much as that does happen in real life, it would be nice to see if a guy just
had his
has
stuff
the
together.
suit, he's got a girlfriend. Maybe he's known her for a while.
All that drama's already out the way.
Yeah.
So you're going to new territory.
Yeah, and I mean, let's not, let's break the norm of some of the things, or some of the supporting, especially the supporting pilots. The guy with glasses is going to be the overweight guy. He'll probably be the first one to die.
Probably so. He's the heart and soul of the ship.
Yeah.
So when he goes, morale is broken.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I kind of enjoyed a show like Fafner, where even though they used the kid angle, at least with the way that they did the stories with everybody, it was a little bit different.
And even so, not all the pilots were kids. Some of them were who used to be kid pilots. But they
kind of broke the formula of who was going to die.
Right.
They didn't have the wisecracking. The wisecracking guy wouldn't be the last one killed, and the overweight, awkward kid that had low self-esteem would be the first one killed.
Exactly. You didn't in that show. You didn't know who was going to go.
Yeah, they were going.
Yeah,
somebody was biting it, but you didn't know.
If there was a betting pool, you could probably bet that the main character would probably be the one to live in the end.
I don't know though.
But some characters,
almost to a point, it seemed like he probably shouldn't have, and he almost didn't.
Yeah.
But what would be something else you would like to see for the future of mecha anime?
Well, something else I'd like to see.
In the way that they do the shows, because one thing I would like to see is I would even though this goes against everything I just said, that's I'm talking about Real Robot when I was talking about that.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of see a return of some of the Super Robot formula.
Yes. I would like to see
And I mean
that
the
come
true
back.
Super Robot formula.
After seeing a show like Gekiganger, not Gekiganger, but that included, but Go Gaga.
Yeah.
It's you get a taste for that again, granted, it was beaten to death in the 70s, but I think we had enough of a drought to at least have a couple shows come back that are Super Robot, influenced, at least once in a while.
And truly be fun.
Yeah.
And the thing that was great about Go Gaga was the fact that it was, in essence, it was just truly fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like Die Guard.
And it had a great story, though. That was what was amazing about it. But, Return to Super Robot War, or Super Robot, it's kind of the genre would be nice.
I think more shows.
The only problem is with stuff like that, there's a fine balance between being fun and silly.
Yeah.
And I think that, you really, if you get the people to do like Daigar or Go Gaigar, then, it would work. But, it would just start out being, silly. Just like the same thing that we have sometimes with some of the mech shows where they're just too serious.
That's true. Sometimes it's hard to play it in the middle. It's hard to. Nadesco's one of those few shows that did it.
I forget about Nadesco.
Nadesco is a prime case where it could be ridiculous at one moment and deadly serious the next.
Just don't watch the movie.
Yeah, I love the movie though. You didn't like the movie at all? I love the movie. The movie's too serious compared to the vibe of the show, but I like the movie a lot. And,
that's a different topic for a different day.
What? Oh man, we're finally gonna have a Cisco moment. Nice.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it again, but
we will save that for another.
Just so
show.
I have my bearings on a lot of things.
Nadesco next week, gang.
But what else? What is something else you'd like to see? Let's kind of do a breakdown. We said that we'd like to have the characters a little bit older, maybe even closer to middle aged in a lot of ways.
I'd like to see a female lead, a la Emma Sheen, but with as the lead, not a supporting character.
Yeah.
We also like to see the return of the Super Robot show.
Maybe a little bit more realism to an extent, with maybe shrinking the robots down a little bit.
A la Victory Gundam.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that because they were only 12 meters tall or something like that.
They shrunk them down tremendously. It took a kid piloting one to get that to happen.
Yeah.
Let's make them kid friendly, as if they weren't already. But other than that,
anything else?
There's a ton more. I'm just trying to think of something that's worth saying. I want to see the return of the space opera.
Yeah.
I want to see something more more. There's plenty of space operas without mechs, but I want to see something come back. Now, there's a new Macross coming out, which we forgot to mention on last week's show. Macross Frontier,
right?
Starting up soon, so I can't wait to start watching that. But I may get my wish, but I want to see the romance return.
Yeah,
I want to see kind of a War and Peace type of epic.
They were trying to do that with Seed, and I think the first Seed show had that.
Yeah, it did.
The second one lost it.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
I wasn't really feeling the whole Stella arc.
Yeah, I mean that's a different topic for a different time. But yeah, I mean, I do, and kind of, I'm also a little tired of the space alien.
Really,
to an extent, where
we haven't seen too many aliens as of lately, have we?
Well,
I mean, then again, going off a Gundam, we never see aliens. But
no, but what I'm saying is, in a lot of the other robot shows,
right,
there's always a space alien. You know, there's always, that's what I think maybe is so nice about like a Gundam, and even certain parts of Macross where, it's more or less human.
It's more human. Yeah, you're
right.
And
even the Zentradi, even the fact that they were still humans. They were just big humans.
Yeah.
I mean, they
aliens. They
were aliens
so.
because they were just from a different place. But like, I don't know. Some let me see. Like some of the ones like Razahan, and stuff like that.
The mysterious alien creatures.
Yeah, I mean, and they just get so predictable and they get so convoluted at the end. It's just so ridiculous.
You know what I want to see? I want to finally see a mech show where the end is already figured out before the beginning is figured out. Where we get an ending that will leave us standing and applauding when the show is over. It's like, dude, this is the greatest. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this show.
And the one last thing, and then I will close out this topic. The one thing that I want to see, and this I've only seen it in one show.
All right.
Really.
Hit me up.
Is the fear of the mech.
Yeah.
And I'm talking the fear of the mech by the people that are even piloting it.
Wow.
And
what show is that?
A Day On. Space Runaway A Day On.
Yeah.
Because what I liked about that show was the fact, and granted, it had a lot of the little quirks of, Super Robot and all that stuff in it, but what was great about that was they were piloting a robot and they didn't want to pilot it.
They don't want to.
By halfway towards the end of that show, they just want to turn the keys in on that thing, and they don't want to pilot it anymore.
Exactly.
But the thing was so dangerous that they felt that it was better in their hands than in other people's hands.
As moody as a man as Tomino is, he really broke the mold in a lot of mech genre.
Because you never think of the pilots never think of the repercussions of using these machines, even in Gundam.
Yeah,
to an extent, a lot of the Gundams they don't even, they think about it, especially with like especially in Universal Century when the reactors blow up. But other than that, they don't really think of all the destruction. G Gundam though had it.
Yeah,
G Gundam had it too.
That was,
and
you finally got to see it from the opposite side.
And that's the one thing where these are weapons of mass destruction. these mechs,
you need to take responsibility for what you do in them. Which is what a Daeon was all about.
Exactly.
And
G Gundam.
And
G Gundam. So, I mean...
The thing about a Daeon was being in the center of a whirlwind. Because they had a suit that they couldn't give up.
Yeah.
Because if they did, the wrong people would get their hands on it and they were dead anyway.
Yeah.
So they were, pardon my French, but you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly.
So, in that situation, they were against a rock and a hard place, and you feel bad for those kids every episode. But it's a powerful show in respects to that, because
and it really bothered them.
Yeah.
Because that suit would go out of control.
Oh gosh.
And it would bother them when something would happen, and they felt all the responsibility for it. Where, that a lot of times it's lost in some of these mech shows, and it's lost in a lot of Gundam.
Yep.
They go around, they fight with each other, and the whole world is blown up. But they were victorious.
Yeah.
But it never shows the consequences of everything else.
Cost of it. Yeah.
And that's something else I'd like to see. But
consequences. That's what we want to see come back in the big form.
But that closes out this last segment.
Take that Full Metal Panic.
And yeah. We won't even go there. But if anybody else has any ideas of some things that might be like they'd like to see in the future, a mech anime, let us know, because I'm sure this is going to be a topic that me and Soulbro will probably hit up a few more times down the road.
I would dip in the well many a time.
Because, I mean, I think our attitudes change, and I think, you know, with different shows that come out, the bar always gets raised to a certain degree. But that's the end of this episode, or this segment, and we'll be back with some thoughts.
Damn it, if I had a wartime consigliere Sicilian, I wouldn't be in a shape. Papa Jenko, look what I got.
As if I'd let you get me that easily.
Citizen of Upper Earth, I implore you, stop aiding
What?
Drake.
Who are you?
Marvel Frozen in the Donnie O'Shea. You're stupid if you accept things without first trying to discern right from wrong. And so you aid Drake without full knowledge of our world.
What say you, stranger?
Aren't you the ones who attacked us last night?
We, with such meager military strength, had no choice but to attack. Please try to understand our situation. I still have missiles. Don't force me to shoot one of my own.
You're from Upper Earth?
As if that matters. Can't you see Lord Drake is drunk on power?
What would you expect, lady? I kinda just got here.
You're right. You're right. You leave me no choice.
Give it your best shot.
You're so wrong!
Marvel Frozen. That's one brave lady.
Damn it, what's happening? There's no time! Damn it!
And so concludes the third episode of Gundam. This is one of your hosts, Neo.
And right here, Sobo Ryu giving y'all a fine salute. Goodbye.
And quickly, we'll just go over our three little topics that we went over. We went over the first, we had episodes 2, 3, and 4 of Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zero.
And of course, we also talked about the our favorite renditions of mech shows in print.
Mm-hmm. And lastly was kind of our thoughts on the future of mech anime, some things we'd like to see, some things we don't want to see.
Right on.
And so concludes the third episode. But before we leave, a few more minutes, and because old Soul Bro here has got a few acknowledgments that he wants to give some people that gave us some feedback.
I got some nods and virtual dab for you guys. First of all, Hi Pashiki was the first one to give us a comment on the thread at MAHQ. Thank you very much, man. We appreciate the feedback. Wonton Bob, you were the second, man. Thank you very much as well. And then my man Vent ZX, who sent me email on the MAHQ boards. He gave us a lot of kind words. He listened to the previous 2 episodes, just like the other gentleman did. And unless you're a lady, then but either way, I have no way of knowing. But it's fine. That's getting way too personal. But thank y'all all 3 very much for the feedback, and I hope to hear more of your insight and opinions. I also want to throw out a
give us some questions too. Give us questions, some topics or some things you want to hear.
If you want to record a 5-minute thought on something mecha related, please hit us up with that in MP3 format. It has to be 128. Constant bit rate, but if you send it in to us, I'll definitely put that in the show.
Nice.
As long as you keep their language clean, though, if you can. Also, on our MySpace page, I wanted to give a big up to voice actor Chris Calhoun, the voice of Bright Noah. He added us as a friend.
Oh, wow.
Whew, man.
That's pretty cool. We need to talk to him one day.
Well, I'm going to have to try to get that interview scored for the show. And, of course, Tom Hanks also added us as a friend on MySpace. Thank you,
Tom Hanks?
The Tom Hanks. I hope to see you in the Robotech movie. We'll see you there.
All right.
Anyway, check us out at myspace.com/Gundam the show. Email us at gundam@cfl.rr.com, and also check out mahq.net at the forums.
And I'm going to make a more concerted effort to be on there a little bit more.
That's right.
So it's kind of tough sometimes, but we all got stuff to do, but
at least post once a week.
Yes. No, I'm going to try to at least go on there like once a day or so. But we definitely want to hear from you guys and everybody that gave us some acknowledgement. Great. I mean, that's what we're looking for. And any of your thoughts or comments, questions, whatever it might be, just forward them on to the things that Soul Bro told you. So right. For myself and Soul Bro Ryu,
that's right.
This completes the 3rd episode of Gundam. We'll see you in about 2 weeks with episode number 4. We'll have some reviews of 00 and some other hard-hitting Mech Topics.
That's right. If you guys got any suggestions for topics, hit us up too.
Nice. Thank you. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Peace.
Take Keen and leave. You'll regret this, Lord Keats. There is only one path a warrior can take. I don't make the rules.
Father!
The bonds of parent and child are cut. Go now, or I shall cleave you in two. Leave me!
Gundam!
This is Shinjuku Station production.
Whatever you say, chump!